Hi guys, today we are going to look at one of Cartoon Network's show called My Gym Partner's a Monkey, which ran for 5 good seasons. It was not that famous because there were a lot of animated shows back then, which meant that competition was stiff, and sadly it didn't make it to top 50. But still, we are going to discuss the characters of the show, whom consisted mostly of animals, and we are going to write a script of how they lived, what age they were in the show, and then we are going to remember the voices that were behind the scenes with the people involved, and we are going to find out who they were, where they are, and how old they are today in 2024. We kick off with the only human that was in the show named Adam Lyon, who was the main star of the show. He was 12 years old, and was accidentally transferred from normal school to an animal school because he misspelled his last name as Lyon. As the only human in the school, Adam always complained of his daily experiences, which no one seemed to care about. He was sometimes seen to be selfish, as he thought that being the lone human made him superior to others. He also had a friend who was a monkey called Jake, who we shall look at later, and were both together in most of the show. It was a lady called Nika Futterman who voiced the boy. For the Galactic Lovers, Nika rolled in the voice of Asajj Ventress in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And as a professional voice actress, she has rolled in so many Nickelodeon cartoons, an example like The Loud House where she voiced Luna Loud. Every high school has a principal, and in this one, Pixie Frog was in charge of Charles Darwin Middle School. In the show, he was 57 years old, and was mostly seen to be strict just like a normal principal. He was so small and had the ability to control the whole school, which is quite remarkable to say the least. Even so, Mr. Pixie Frog was not interested in his job per se, and was in on it for the money. When a student was sent in his office for disciplinary issues, he showed little to no interest in the matter. And when it came to matters concerning love, he was nowhere to be found. He was not interested in them ladies, and even his mother always pestered him into getting married, but he was just not up to it. The short principal was voiced by Maurice LaMarche, who is an animation voice actor legend, and we discussed him in our last episode called Pinky and the Brain, where he voiced Brain, and can be seen in very many animations and cartoons, most commonly in the early 2000s. Jake was a spider monkey and was 13 years old in the show. He lived with his mother, father, and his siblings, and was also a good friend to Adam. He loved Adam very much and was very possessive of him. He would do nothing without his best friend and hated not having him around every day. With a soft heart, he was seen to be so emotional and overdramatic to small and minor things, and visibly he had that feminine side to him. And unlike his friend, Jake was kind of lazy, as seen when he never finished his assignments. This teenage monkey was voiced by the man himself, Tom Kenny, who has built himself into a voiceover legend with his multiple roles seen in animations such as Johnny Bravo, Spyro, The Edge, and so many more that are too many to count, and only 62 years, he's got a few more years to shower us with his talent. Lupe was of the keel-billed toucan, and was a bird that kind of behaved like a villain. She was 12 years old, and was just like a modern-day teenager, sassy and attention-seeker. She was among Adam's friends, and was seen enjoying listening to music most of the time. She spoke with the Chicano accent and was very good at it. Also, she hated her beak because she always thought that it was too big and did not match the shape of her head. Everywhere she went, her presence was known due to her loud-mouthed behavior. She was the perfect embodiment of a teenage girl, and was also seen to enjoy celebrity lifestyle and fashion. Gray Delisle did a memorable thing voicing her. As an actress and a singer, her voice purely matched what we heard from Lupe, and I don't think that anyone else could have done a better job. There was this snake called Slips, who had similar characteristics of Jeff from American Dad. He was so easygoing and so nice to talk to. He had that street accent and was friends with most of the animals. And just like the street smart kids, Slips was so bad in class and underachieved in all his subjects. He was seen to daydream most of the times while at class, and even the teachers did not care much about him. His age group was just like his classmates, with him being only 12 years old. His hisses and voice was done by a man named Rick Gomez, who is an American actor, and for those who watched the Nickelodeon series called The Adventures of Pete and Pete, you will hear his voice in the character called Hellstrom. And just like in every high school, Charles Darwin Middle School was blessed with a bully called Bull Sharkowski, who was the final boss of the show. His real name was Virgil, who endlessly enjoyed beating up the nerds and the weak, and also stole their food and money. With his size, he was the most feared student in school, and even the principal could not handle the boy. With him being a shark, meant that his strength was immense and his teeth, well, no one wanted to stand against him. An American actor named Phil Lamar was responsible for his voice, and talking of Phil, his somewhat deep voice was also responsible for Samurai Jack and Hermes Conrad in the Futurama series. And now, at 57 years old today, we can all agree that he made our childhood a little more memorable. Now we find a gym coach named Gills, who was a female goldfish with a masculine voice. Just like all the gym coaches, she was harsh and tough to the students, but was somehow a good friend to Adam. But in most of the show, she was sweet when not in the gym. A man named Brian Murray voiced the coach, and being the actual brother to Bill Murray, he is also talented as an actor, and probably you'll remember his role in SpongeBob SquarePants as the Flying Dutchman. The innocent Kerry Anderson was a good friend of Adam, probably his crush, and like Slips, she was also 12 years old. I know I said that Adam was the only human being, but I totally forgot about her. She is also human, and has been friends with Adam since they were little kids. In an episode called A Thanksgiving Carol, we saw both Kerry and Adam sharing a kiss, and that is how we knew that they shared a love interest. They were neighbors, so they spent most of their time together. And although they don't go to the same school, they always saw each other on the bus stop every morning. This beautiful lady was voiced by another beautiful woman called Cree Summer, who is a Canadian actress and singer, who is now 55 years old, and has appeared in so many shows and animations, shows like Rugrats and Tiny Toon Adventures. She is blessed with 2 daughters and now focuses on raising them. And last but definitely not least, we got Croc, who was a crocodile and a nerdy one too. He was 14 years in the show and was friends with both Jake and Adam. He was not among the main characters, so I don't know much about him, but I know that he was in a gang consisting of a kangaroo and a warthog. He had an upper body strength, as was seen in the gym when doing push-ups. He was not a predator like a normal crocodile, and was voiced by Ted Lewis, who is a well-known Massachusetts actor, best known for rolling in Pokemon, Mutwo Strikes Back of 1998. Considering the fact that he was born in 1969, that makes him 55 years old today. Thank you for watching today's episode, and I highly appreciate your time. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.